From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Police have identified the suspect in a northeastern BC school shooting as an 18-year-old who had prior mental health calls to her home. RCMP Deputy Commissioner Dwayne McDonald says the suspect was found dead at the scene after the shootings that killed 8 other people.
Officers entered the school to locate the threat. Within minutes, an individual confirmed to be the shooter was located deceased with what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot. Suspect has been identified as 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootselaar, who is a resident of Tumbler Ridge. 2 firearms, a long gun and a modified handgun, were recovered by responding officers.
A teacher and 5 students were found dead at the school, while Van Rootselaar's mother and stepbrother were found dead at their home. McDonald says the suspect was assigned male at birth and began transitioning 6 years ago. The House of Commons observed a moment of silence and adjourned early today in response to the deadly Tumbler Ridge, BC shooting. Prime Minister Mark Carney says now is a time for grieving and remembrance.
Families in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, woke to a different world. Parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters began this day as their first day on earth without someone they loved dearly.
The Conservative, Bloc Québécois, NDP, and Green Party leaders also made statements offering condolences and commemorating the victims. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand thinks NATO's new Arctic military effort ought to be permanent. Arctic Sentry launched today, shoring up security in the region. It comes a month after U.S. President Donald Trump escalated his threats to annex Greenland. Meanwhile, U.S. lawmakers are pushing back against Trump's tariffs on Canada during a debate in the House of Representatives. One Democratic congressman says Canada is not a threat to the United States, but a friend and an ally. All of Canada's big 6 banks have now put their support behind a proposed defense bank. The International Defense, Security and Resilience Bank would pool credit strength to reduce NATO members' borrowing costs for military spending. Parliamentarians from all parties have come together to mark Canada's first National Kindness Week. The message takes on a different meaning after the mass shooting yesterday in Tumbler Ridge, BC. Ontario Conservative MP Michael Barrett says it's difficult to deliver on an uplifting message today, but says there is something people could do.
An act of kindness, I think today, more than any other day, is something that we should think about extending, taking a moment. It doesn't need to cost anything.
National Kindness Week honors a movement started by a late Ottawa rabbi who encouraged small acts of kindness that can have lasting effects. It runs from February 15th to the 21st. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Canada got its storybook finish in figure skating on Day 5 of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Piper Gillies and Paul Poirier won bronze. It's Canada's 4th medal at the Games, its first in figure skating since 2018. A disappointing day for Canada's Laurent Dubreuil at the 1,000-meter long track speed skating event. He won silver in Beijing in 2022, but today finished 8th. Canada's men's curling team opened its bid for the podium with a 7-6 win over Germany. The Olympic men's hockey team competition began today. Canada will play its first game tomorrow against Czechia. The Toronto Raptors get a chance tonight to make up ground on Detroit. Toronto hosts the Pistons, having won 7 of its last 10 games, but the Raps still stand 5th in the East standings. That's 8 games behind division-leading Detroit. And Victoria Mboko has advanced to the Qatar Open singles quarterfinals. The 19-year-old Canadian upset 5th seed Mira Andreeva. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.